Hello and welcome one and all, this is Old School Gamer 1971 here, Millie, Lloyd, everyone, hope you're all having a great day. If you would, please like and comment. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Support the channel and help it grow. Today's thoughts is on Death Stranding. I've been playing this game for around 3 hours and this is what I think. Death Stranding, developed by Kojima Productions. It's an adventure game that came to the PlayStation 4 in 2019. This is the gaming equivalent of a Cinderella story, with Hideo Kojima as Cinderella and Konami playing all the assholes, and Metal Gear Survive being the horse crap. After years of being held back from making the games he wanted to make, his genius is no longer being harnessed. The way I see it, it's all new and we have one of two outcomes. It will either be amazing, fantastical and beyond anything that you have ever played before, or it will be a shitstorm. Whichever it is, just hand me the toffee popcorn and let's see what Master Kojima has come up with this time. As the father of Metal Gear from beginning to end, solid and otherwise, yes, he was also the father of Raiden, but nothing at all to do with Metal Gear Survive however. Konami have lost their way with the loss of Kojima and Team Silent. After Kojima took his leave, he visited many software studios. Finally he was gifted with the Guerrilla Studios Decima engine. Yes, it looked jaw-dropping with Horizon Zero Dawn. This however is a whole other level. Kojima has made the engine sing. This is a new standard, so be prepared for the game to be polarising. PS, going into this, I couldn't wait for the weird shit to come about, and I was not disappointed. If you have been hiding under a rock for the last couple of years, first of all, why? Secondly, Death Stranding is an open world action adventure that has some multiplayer functions. You play as Sam Porter Bridges. The game is being heralded as a new kind of game. The goal is to reconnect isolated cities and the societies that dwell therein. You may notice that I'm leaving out the story. I want you to experience that for yourself. Also, 3 hours in, I know next to nothing. This is going to be a long journey in a beautiful world. That just when you think that you have seen it all, something new comes along. I am a positive gamer. Anyone who watches my reviews can testify to this. But not very often does a game claim to be something all new. Kojima has been cryptic when describing the game, and certainly playing I can see why. So is this Death Stranding? Or is this just meh? The first thing that strikes you is the world. Honestly, I cannot say I've seen much better anywhere else, especially not on console. The waterfall is just jaw-dropping. Because this game is about traversal, you have to study that world to find the best way to get to where you need to be. It is a world that keeps giving. They've really done wonders with the Decima engine. Right from the get-go, with the first trailer with Norman Reedus in. Then we got the one with Guillermo del Toro and Mads Mikkelsen, Lindsay Wagner, Troy Baker, to name but a few. All look so damn good. Yes, it should be the norm with a AAA title, but this game has a whole other level of polish. Whilst this is the usual affair of polish we have come to expect from Kojima, but this feels totally different to what he has made before. The whole BTs thing looks fantastic and spooky. but you will have to learn to take your time, as you have to stand still to see them. So it is a lot of creeping and not panicking when you mess up, and being honest, at the beginning that may happen often, but all this does look fantastic and certainly adds to the overall game.
I think they're gone. What the hell? Didn't mean to grab you so hard. Tears. A chiral allergy. So, you have dooms, like me.
I've got the extinction factor, but I think you got me beat.
What's your level? You can see them, right?
No, but I can sense them.
Level 2, then.
The voiceover is outstanding in this game. The 3 hours I've played so far have been very story heavy. Well, I'm happy. Choosing such a talented cast has meant that the story is easy listening as opposed to amateur hour. Instead, the story pulls you in and the characterization is top notch. You'll soon know who you like and who you dislike. The world sounds empty when you start. Well, it is supposed to be an apocalyptic wilderness, so your footsteps sound. This is all cool and means you hear things in the distance. The sci-fi stuff sounds fantastic. I cannot recall a world that has ever sounded like this. There is detail that is just not there in other games. I want to say it's the muddy squelching sounds, but that's only a little bit of it. The soundtrack is great and is used sparingly to add to the atmosphere. It sets the mood in the cutscenes. Again, this is all good. It really fits the game well and gives the game something that makes the game more than a little special. I really hope that all the music used in the trailers have made their way into the game. I've heard this game being called a walking simulator. If it is, can you please point me in the direction of the other walking simulators that have tools for your traversal? You unlock more the further you get into the game. This allows you to get into different areas. Traversal is strangely satisfying and somehow calming. So if you want to count this as a walking simulator, I think you better count it as the best walking simulator ever. And that leads us to combat. But walking simulators do not have combat. You see, I told you this isn't a walking simulator. There is combat with people and bosses, most of which can be avoided, but it can also be a lot of fun. Use the stealth to your advantage. Guns and grenades are also on offer, as well as knocking out opponents, not bosses. Taking out opponents sometimes leads to vehicles. This makes traversal even easier, until you jam them somewhere and you just can't get them out. This is something that just keeps getting better the further you get into the game. The equipment is imaginative and useful. Now, I don't just mean once and then the equipment becomes an ornament. You will use them again and again. It's nice to see a game do this, and certainly I wanted to see what I was going to get next. Okay, what can I say without ruining too much? Does this feel like a Kojima game? So, babies that help you see shadow-like beings, or Mads Mikkelsen dancing round with a hazy lens on the camera, or urination being a big thing. Are you kidding? This most definitely is Kojima. A Kojima game without restriction. This is fantastic as it is so different. This will be like Five Nights at Freddy's, where we will be still making up those theories for years to come. But this again is Kojima. The atmosphere depends on your love of the world or your love of Kojima. For me, who loves both, hearing people claiming it takes 10 hours before you start having fun is unfair on the game. Now, I'm not saying it's like Dark Souls, but you never really have fun playing Dark Souls, but you enjoy it. Yes, it can be tough going, but I could see the potential that this game holds in some 30 to 80 hours that it will take to completion. That depends how much side quest stuff you do also. As a fan of the open world genre, this is one amazing world. I love me some post-apocalypse. This is something that the world really exceeds at. Having played the Mad Max, Fallout, Far Cry New Dawn and Metro Exodus worlds, this is not just its own thing, it is probably the best of them all. It is the Savage Garden, affirmation personified, ugly and beauty all in one. It pulled me in, and thank you for not overpopulating the world. So when I am in awe, I don't just suddenly find myself dead on the floor. Is the lack of fun a game breaker, or is it all just scaremongering? There is a lot of fun for some sadomasochists, and others find the game satisfying. Yes, there is some people who will get nothing from the game, so I would be wary of that price tag. I knew going in it was my kind of game. It does have the slower pace, but the fans of the narrative experience, there is a story here. Knowing it's 80 hours ahead of me, because I'm doing all those side quests, so I don't care. I cannot wait to get back to this game. It's nice to see something different. Like Days Gone, this is a little bit like Marmite. You will either love it or loathe it. Those who love it will shout from the rooftops, and those who loathe it will claim it's a walking simulator. I think honestly, it may be even more polarising than Days Gone. To me, I feel the world alone is what pulls me back. The story is the cherry on top. Does it deliver? I would say yes. There is nothing else out there like it. Parts of the game, maybe, but as a whole, I would say that this is a whole new experience. The multiplayer stuff is just really cool, as some of it helps you with the game. It is better to connect to the internet, but it's also possible to play offline. In short, I like this game, and high up Kojima right now, Sony, as it takes a special mind to make a game like this. So Death Stranding, this most definitely is.
I'm well acquainted with the dead. Not like you, of course. Contrary to the name, I've never actually died. I would advise against that. I'm no expert, but I can assure you it's for your own protection.
If you are hearing this, you made it all the way to the end of the video. Thank you very much for your support. Give it a thumbs up and comment if you enjoyed the video. Please share as it helps the channel grow and improve. Enjoy your day one and all. Old School Gamer 1971 signing off.